Alright guys, let me know if I'm audible or not. Let me know in the chat box. Let me know if I'm audible or not, guys. Audible, alright. Me once. Also, guys, make sure that you like the video as well. Like, share, all the good YouTube stuff. We'll start in 30 seconds. Alright. Views on Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, we will talk about Bank Nifty like 10-15 minutes. Let more people join in. Then we will talk about Bank Nifty. Not right now. Kalyan Jewelers bought at 335. All right, let's check that out. 335. That's too high. Um, this is not a good trade. But a good thing about this stock is that it was strong, so you might get saved. So if you see the index, if you see the small cap index, so the stock was strong on this day right here. So you might get a breakout. But by itself, this is not an entry which I would consider at all. So let's see what happens. 335 is the current market price at the supply. Again, guys who are joining recently, make sure that you like the stream. Apar Industries. So okay, this is also moving now. So let's wait for another high low here. This is a good chart. IRB is at all time. Okay, not okay. Yeah. Uh, don't buy this. Might go up, but it's too wide. Godrej Industry. So check this out. This is actually pretty good. Looks pretty good. Now this is something which saved to my watch as well. Pretty good chart. All right. Again, guys who are joining recently, make sure that you like the stream. So Godrej Industries, not bad. Imagica Yatra Online is gone. Yatra is gone. I am holding. I bought it yesterday at 36. So we're at 36. Already touched 43 today. This is gone. Um, don't buy this right now. Imagica, we talked about this in the last video. This is too wide. There is no setup here. ID learning. ID learning also too wide. Look at the range of this base right here. This is the 10% base. Where will you keep your stop loss? There is no place to keep your stop loss. All right. Electra green track as well. I think that is also. Yeah. Look at the range here. Right. Not good. Too wide. Too wide. Find something like Godrej. Look at this. This is pretty nice. Contained inside this entire structure. Tested demand. Did not fall that much. Multiple long wicks at the demand. Is bound to go out if the market stays good. Obviously, not a buying recommendation here. You can you should be doing it by yourself. I'm just talking about the chart. It's not a buying recommendation. All right. So what happened? What happened yesterday? What? Why did the market? Why did that fall happen yesterday? So if you see, um, this was very far from the previous base right here, right? So as soon as it starts showing some weak upside and starts to break these lows in the current base, you should immediately expect it to go down to um, the previous base, right? Because the actual buying actually started from this area right here, the last range. The current range, which is making these weak highs, this is not your actual demand zone. The trend cannot continue from these points because on the higher time frames, these points, this is not a this is I mean higher time frame trend cannot continue with a 1% pullback. All right, you always have to take the base which is below the current base. That usually gives you a good area for a pullback trade. All right, so whenever you're looking at a second, is the live working or it is working, right? Why are people okay? So anyway, so whenever you're looking at a base here and it starts to break down, you want to see you want to know where the last base is, all right? And this is where the trend can continue. And this happens in every single pullback. You see, there's a breakout here. We come back down into this base from where the breakout started, and then we start going back up again. Same thing here. This is your tiny base. We come back down, then we start going up again. So it is not that it is happening for the first time in this uptrend, in this bull market. If you guys aren't prepared for this, you should be prepared for something like this now. All right. So make sure that you always know where the last base is. That is where the demand will actually kick in. All right. So these kinds of pullbacks, don't be scared. Now, if this gets broken on the downside, if this entire thing, let's say we go back up to this supply and we turn around and then we start to drop here. Now, this is a recipe for a top. All right. There is no top from the first pullback. So let's say something like this. Look at this one. We go down to the previous demand, but instead of reacting on the upside, we do something. We just stay here and we do something like this. So this scenario now is a recipe for a fall into the next base now. All right. So whatever you look at, whenever you look at a trend, it does not end till the demand is broken. The last demand is broken. If you see these pullbacks as well, straight drops into the previous base and still goes up. So you have to be prepared for this volatility. This is why whenever I'm trading, whenever I'm buying stocks, so let's say, let's take an example. Let's take this example right here. So if you see, this is an up move and this is your last demand. Maybe this one as well. This is your last demand. So the base which I'm talking about is actually this base. So there's a move into that base. So if let's say if I'm holding stocks and the index is right here. All right. So if it's right here and I see that it's starting to break down, I am already prepared to give away this much to protect, to stay in the trend with the index. Okay. So if you're not willing to give out this, so let's say if you try to exit at every pullback, what will happen is you will miss out on the entire trend itself. So let's say, look at this uptrend, right? If you try to get out at all these pullbacks, then you won't be, you will enter very late into this uptrend. All right. So so the only stocks which I exit when the index starts to pull back are the ones which are already in a lot of profit, or the ones which are breaking down. Obviously, if it's breaking down, then I will exit it. Obviously, there is no doubt about it. But if it's not breaking down and if it hasn't moved much from my costs yet, if it's in the middle of nowhere, I might not exit it. Right? I might hold it and it will move immediately. Or even if you are, let's say, not exiting it, or even if you are exiting it, let's say you are exiting stocks on a breakdown, you want to have some sort of watch list ready to buy it on the way back up. So let's say I exited some stocks which I was holding when this kind of fall happened. All right, but I already knew there was a demand zone here, so I already had stocks like Yatra and stocks like IRM Energy prepared to enter. All right, so I entered somewhere around here, around 475, I think, above the EMA, right? Somewhere around here, 477. And now it's already up because it was already setting up. It was at demand, reacting from the demand. Small cap index was reacting from demand. All right. So I entered this, and I've also bought Yatra as well around 136. Now that is going up as well. So whenever you are exiting stocks, make sure that you understand why you're doing that and what can happen from here on. All right. Don't just exit because, oh, there's a market fall and now we are, we don't know what will happen next. All right, so let's look at Aurobindo Pharma. I think Aurobindo Pharma is already extended. We don't need to be talking about it. It's very extended. Don't buy it as well. Maybe you could have bought it here because it did not fall that much, but now it is already gone. Global Spirits, all right. Global Spirits, there is nothing here. It is a liquor stock, but it is the worst liquor stock. Liquor stocks after this, the liquor stocks have been doing very well, right? So something like TI Tilak Nagar Industries. This is also a liquor stock. Look at what this has done. All right. So there's a clear difference between even inside a sector. There is a very sharp contrast between what liquor stocks are doing good and which ones aren't. I think Radico Khaitan has also done really well. So Radico Khaitan, if you see, this has also done really well. So even though it's a liquor stock, don't buy just because it's a liquor stock. All right. You want to see if liquor stocks are doing good, which ones are doing good. Just because the sector is doing good doesn't mean everything you buy will go up. All right. So I'm guessing you are new here, otherwise you would have been aware of this. So don't buy sectoral stocks even if they're not moving with the sector. Does not mean that just because it hasn't moved yet, it will start moving soon. That is a very wrong way to look at things. All right. So don't buy it. And also it's below the EMA as well. So that is an automatic disqualification. I think you should hold IRFC. IRFC, I think you should hold it. You bought at 76.9. So this is not exactly a great trade, right? It worked out. That is fine. But all these zones, all these zones are extended. So what I want is I want a nice dip into the EMA. So this is where I traded IRFC for the last time. It was around this area, I think. These areas. So I basically I want it to, take off from the EMA. I don't like it when it's far from the EMA. I don't like to buy that. So don't exit it right now. It's a strong stock, but you want to hold it. Don't exit. And also because it has recovered basically everything it gave away. So that is also a very strong sign. Is my voice clear with everyone, or is there any lag or something? Because people are joining and exiting again and again. I don't know what that is about. If it's clear, just let me know. Let me know in the chat. Stop loss swing low. All right, it's clear. All right. So cool. We'll continue. Stop loss swing low in the daily time frame. Don't put it on the. Which stock did you ask? IRB. So stop loss. So basically last demand. So if you see, this is your base. This was your breakout. So this is your stop loss, and that is why it has reacted from this level, right? I don't think it will come down to the stop though. I think it will keep going up because there is some insider buying in it as well. Stop loss. Okay, I have improved because of you. All right, that's amazing. TCW Limited, weekly and daily. Daily is not solid. Weekly might be good, but daily is not good. I want a tighter base. I don't want these big candles floating around. I'm trying to buy a stock. D-Link India, all right. D-Link again. Stocks which have fallen big, don't buy them. Right? Let them set up. It's not the right time to buy these. Nazara Tech again, too wide for me. Vikas Ecotech, I think it's a very low price stock. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to talk about this. Ace Construction. Um, See again, these are very wide. These stocks have fallen a lot. They have gone up, so they might just continue or they might not do anything. I am not sure if I want to buy these stocks. I don't usually buy them. All right, Signity Technologies. Okay, this is a good one. Let's see if we can do something about it. We can at least add it to our watch list. ADC India Communication. All right, stock is this? ADC India. All right, nothing here, and it's also very liquid. Don't buy this. You can find better stocks. HPL Electric Power. This is actually a very fast mover. This stock right here, it moves very fast. So if it sets up, so see what is going on here is this is your area of supply. Why is this your area of supply? Because this is where it made the last low, right? So this led to the last low. This is your area of supply which you want to watch out. We are we have tested this out. We are testing the demand. So now what I want is I want it to basically close this gap, right? Close the gap here, and then maybe we start to go out. Something like this maybe. So close this entire gap right here. GMDC again, same thing. It is not bad. It has tested the demand here. Supply is right here. So just maybe some sideways movement here to push it through. It's CG. All right. This stock is a very slow mover. Stay clear of it. Does not move very fast. So this stock right here, you look at all these areas. It's a very slow mover. Does not move fast at all. Look at this entire range. Avoid this stock. Whenever you see the point is if the stock is always like if half of the year looks like it's contracting, then basically the stock is illiquid or maybe does not move well. All right. So to avoid this, see look at the difference between that stock and this one. Look at the candles here. Does not stay in a range for a long time. Goes up again. Goes up. I think someone in my server bought here as well. Why it is marked. Someone probably posted it. So see, let it set up like this. You look at this final range. This is what I want right here. All right. This is what will lead to the next move basically. So let's okay, so this is what will lead to the next move. We want a sideways base at the demand, right? Breaking out. Focus on recent IPOs. TMCC, right? Nothing here. Why would you even watch it? Downtrending. This is the highest highs. See again, one trick is it's if the weekly EMA is sloping down, stay out of it. The weekly EMA is sloping down, it's in a downtrend. You want it to be above the weekly 50 EMA. This is a 50 EMA 50. I think this is also going not exactly going down, but let it sit around here. Keystone, right? Again, same thing. See, all of these stocks, they look almost the same because of market volatility. This is why the stocks, they will, you will see that whenever the market is falling, all of the stocks start falling together because there is a huge influx of volatile price action because of all the selling. But when the market goes up, everything won't go up together because up moves are generally slower. You will see the small cap index is up 0.3%, 0.5% on most up move days. But when it starts falling, it's 3%, 4%, right? So look at these up move days. Look at these tiny candles. Look at these tiny candles. Look at these tiny candles, right? Whenever it falls like this. So after the fall, most stocks will look the same. So it will be difficult to select the stronger ones unless they some stocks which haven't fallen at all, they might look stronger. So something like this which recovers quickly and is also an IPO, obviously, and there are a few others as well that are doing well. Zydus Wellness. Okay, see, this is why I advise you to not buy at the supply because this also looked bullish in the morning. Now it's an inverted pin bar or something, rejected all the way from the supply. So don't buy at the supply, right? All right, so let's quickly talk about the index as well because we haven't done that. Nothing to talk about is very clear boundaries in the index. You see, this is your all-time high on Bank Nifty. This is Bank Nifty futures, and this is the area of demand. Why? Because this is the last base. This is the demand exactly from where this breakout candle had happened, and now we are trading inside this range. So if you want to buy the index, wait for a dip. Wait for a dip into this demand, and then maybe if it sets up, that is when you want to buy it. Don't buy it right now. All right, don't buy it right now. But it is bullish until and unless this is broken, it is bullish. Again, another thing is it becomes extremely easy after the first fall. So let's say when the index is here, you cannot guess the next fall, but you cannot guess the first fall. Basically, you have to wait for the first fall. But after this, if it starts to break down here, then it's very easy to suggest that this demand is probably getting weaker and we can simply go down. All right. So the only area where you have to endure a loss is the first fall because after that it gets very easy because there's a proper range, everything is proper. So same thing here. If you see after this fall, now this is the demand. So as soon as you see it spending time here not going up, you expect a breakdown. All right. Same with an up move. So this is the first up move into the supply. Now from the second up move, you can expect a bigger up move if it starts to stay sideways. So the first counter trend move is the only thing which is important. Same thing here. If you see, this is your this is your first dip into this lowest demand. Again, so don't short here. It goes up into the supply, and from here on, very easy to suggest that it might start going down. So ignore the first move. Try to get good at what happens after the first move. Right, that is when you will see that the biggest moves are happening. On the first test of anything, this is not the right time to uh, buy or trade or even sell and trade. No direction is good on the first fall. Wait for the reaction to the first fall always, or the first up move from a low. APR mills. Again, this is downtrending, breaking down. Okay, so supply is tested, it's falling. Let's wait for some sort of a sideways move into this supply. Not a bad chart though. It would be better if there was some demand here as well, which is not the case. Which is why it's a bit doubtful. Bango products. Again, this is strong stock, but again, look at the range. Look at the wide range here. You buy here, your stop loss has to be below this low. And that's a 12% stop. Almost 12%. Don't buy this. Weekly 50 EMA sloping down, yes. So you see all the big downtrends, they will happen below the weekly 50 EMA. All these big falls, 350 to 180. Again, all these big moves, if the stock is below the weekly EMA, don't look for any trades. This is just a basic condition, not the only one. Lakshmi Bank, again, nothing here again. See, went up to the supply, fell down. Now it's here. So let's wait for an entire base to build up. Nothing here. Kush, all. Right. Kush, all finance bank and Utkarsh and again, nothing here as well. Don't buy this. No base, no nothing. This supply isn't tested. So I traded this stock around this level. There was a breakout. I was out around this level. And see, even after a big breakout, it's right here. And this is almost 3 months ago, this trade. I booked around 18-19% in this, and now it's down again. So don't give away 18-19%. All right, these are big moves. 20% in a small cap is a big move. Just because multiple stocks are going up multiple times, it happens over a long time. Does not happen overnight. Does not happen in 5 days. Right. So any stock which is just going up multiple times, it happens over a long time. So if you're getting 20-25% moves, don't give that up. You can compound it very quickly. G1 small finance. Again, same thing. Talked about this demand. We talked about everything here. Want a range here in this supply and this demand. Ireda is already gone. Nothing here. Already gone. It is holding a hourly demand, which is right here. You see this tiny base broke out from this base. Now it's holding this demand. But will I buy it here? I won't. No point buying it here. This might go up, but I won't buy it here. True Cap Finance. I've never heard of this, which means very liquid. So let's not talk about this. Yes, it is a liquid. This IPO recently, or it's at least see. So on BSC, it's downtrending. Avoid this. Geo Finance. Okay, so not bad. Let's wait for a range here. Not bad. See this demand right here. So my entry was here. My exit was somewhere in this candle. So you see the entry became the demand zone, which the stock is holding, and uh, this is the benefit of waiting for a proper contraction out in a base. If it moves away from your entry, if there's one breakout, you are basically immune to almost all the volatile action that can happen. So let's take an example. Let's see. let's take this example. Let's say you are buying the stock out of this base, starts to go up. See, even after a big fall, it basically goes almost all the way to your highs again. And then if it falls, you can exit. So it's not like it will go through all this very quickly. All right. Most of your stocks will probably not fall at all. So I'll show you some examples as well. Just a sec. So I bought this stock somewhere inside this area, and this was a demand. Even after a big fall, next day it was at the highs again. All right. So this is the um, benefit of buying it around the demand, around a contraction. You will get, as soon as it breaks out, your entry will become a demand zone, which is extremely powerful. Your entry basically becomes a demand zone. All right. So Byrax, the Borax, I think, bought it at 174. 174 is a good entry. This is a great entry. This is actually a very good trade. Pretty good. I think you should exit now. Ion Exchange. I have been watching this, um, but the only problem is kind of far from the EM. The actual demand is this one. So it's kind of far from that. There is this big supply right here. But the stock is good. You can maybe try your entries on this. Celia Solutions, it's downtrending. It's below the EMA. Don't buy it. Fallen below the EMA. Worst IT stock. Pearl Global. This one is good. I might have to add this to. Pretty good. Let's see what happens in this. Actually, really good. All right. Fixed transmission. Last stock here. I'm waiting for the setup. So the weekly is extremely good. So, and the weekly on BSC is also extremely good as well. So this is basically the all-time high, and the stock has been very bullish before 2022. So I am waiting basically for a tiny pullback here to get. All right, so that is the end of doubts. Let's quickly look at Nifty as well. Then we will end the live. So Nifty again opened up the range. Now these are your boundaries. Any big move will be outside these boundaries. So until Nifty breaks this, don't exit your stocks, or Nifty small cap for that matter. So until and unless Nifty small cap breaks this low, don't exit. It is falling because of this supply, which I did talk about, but don't exit it. Not that bad yet. Let's see how it behaves around all these demand zones. So, all right, I will see you guys in the next live, which is next Friday, and maybe some market update over the weekend on my Instagram as well. If you're not added to my Instagram, make sure that you get added there as well. Maybe follow me there as well. So have a good trading week, have a good weekend as well, and I'll see you guys on Friday.